Hey, welcome. Good to see everybody. Secret House Against, Tokyo-based hip-hop art and culture conversations. You guys know us. We're just dropping a little update video because Jet cut all his hair off and we had a little bit of time. Well, we've been pretty lazy with it kind of recently. I think the last thing we did was the Nappy Nina review, as well as what came out. Is my memory that bad that I can't remember the last two things that we did?
It was Nappy Nina, and then the other one was Obi-Wan.
The Obi-Wan, yeah.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, and we got love from both of them. We also got both of those albums early, so you guys know how we do over here. We get those type of things going every once in a while. This weekend we are going to, or right after this, we're going to review or discuss we're finally getting to the ELUCID. We finally got to the ELUCID. It's been on repeat for a long time, but we're finally discussing it. And we're also going to, I think we're going to have the discussion about the Akai, the new Akai Solo Dream Drop Dragon. Yeah, how's that for alliteration? And we're just going to bullshit for a little while now. We'll do some song shares, maybe discuss some new albums that came out. For the people here in Tokyo, we want to let you guys know that we're going to be, I guess, kind of hosting this show on
supposedly
on the 24th, Sunday the 24th, brought to you by Polyrhyme and Infinite Funk Tokyo. It's going to be having, the legendary Blueprint, Greenhouse Effect, Weightless Records, Soul Position, the vibes. An absolute legend who I've been listening to I must have heard about him in like 2000 when I got into a Logic's Unforeseen Shadows album where he did the production on it, and then soon thereafter got into his rap career. So that's like 24 years for y'all. That's a dude, and he's also head mic co-host of Super Duty Tough Work podcast, which is a wonderful resource for artists and creatives alike, and also just really dope for hip-hop heads because the history they drop in the positions they've been in. They're both two cats that have been putting it down and rocked with virtually everybody who's dope before 2020.
Hey.
And still going. But yeah, that's going to be happening at Heavy 60. Not very pertinent to most of y'all, but yeah, that's going to be really dope. And we need to get on sharing that a little bit more on our social media stuff, but we don't really social media it up, which is a blessing and a curse
sometimes.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, get off the internet.
Yeah.
Fuck the noise.
Yeah, I saw that a lot of people have been migrating to this other blue sky.
Yeah, everyone's getting off Twitter.
Nobody ever gets off of Twitter.
Well.
I'm on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not on Twitter, but nobody ever gets off of Twitter.
I go on Twitter when Baroon or Ishmael Bennett shares a tweet where someone said something nice about Secret House, and I go to the tweet and I like and I retweet it and I follow the artist, and then I get back off Twitter. But usually in that 25-second period, I'll take a glance at the front page and it will just be a video of a black person being beaten to death by white football hooligans, and the comment will just be he tried to rape a woman, and I'm just not today, Uncle Elon.
I don't need to be bombarded by people's thoughts in 144 characters by anybody that I really know, and especially by anybody that I've given access to.
It's more now, actually.
Yeah. Oh, they got more characters?
Yeah, if you pay for it, you get more.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Okay, so yeah, if it's free, you're the product, and if you pay for it, you're even more of the product. I mean, that's dope, dude. Twitter, it's not for me, and I will not do that. In fact, I don't even know if I've got my new login. So when people send me a Twitter link, and I push it, it goes and be log in to check this shit out. And I'm just looks like I won't be checking that shit out at all.
Yeah, that's a quick determine. I'll be okay, let me close up real quick.
Yeah. So there's that. I hope all my American friends are doing well out there with the choices that have been made for you over there. I've been seeing some really wild Trump appointments happening, and tough times, man.
I'm obviously opposed to electoralism and a lot of what Trump is doing with his positional cabinet choices. But Space Godzilla for the head of NASA is an inspired choice.
Yeah,
I like that Space Godzilla is now going to be responsible for everything going up into space. I think that's very cool.
That's tight.
I heard that he left out a statement that was just send more ships.
I heard that Zizek is going to be head of the Department of Education.
Oh, okay.
That's not. Yeah.
That's wrong. Okay.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
He
Yeah.
put out a statement simply saying,
And so on, and so on.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think we were having a discussion about Zizek in the theory room of our Discord a while back. Oh, do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Look at
yeah.
the Discord.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
look
were.
at the Discord. The
Couple
Discord's
people
dope.
join in.
It's been
Yeah.
active
Yeah,
recently.
yeah.
I recently just shared my masterpiece, Deadpool and
That-
Wolverine,
that was
the
pretty
jet
good.
cut.
That was pretty good.
I don't know why shit man is so fucking hilarious to me. Oh shit man.
Oh shit, man!
Holy fucking shit! It's shit man. Yeah. Yeah.
you
So
bastard!
stick around for that.
I'll kill you, motherfucker!
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Music just starts playing.
Yeah, it's fucking lungs. Yeah, so it's feking lungs. No, yeah, that's really fun. And it's free if you guys want to jump in there and talk about things. I recently added an MMA comics room as well. So-
Just a random thing that like
I ain't
you
gonna
know,
lie, I
two-
muted that shit so quick.
two
MMA
random
comics?
Yeah.
niches that a very specific subset like you, me, Dark Cow, Gavin.
and also the homie Scott. I scored 0.
Yeah, I scored 0.
I've been talking about MMA with Scott for over 20 years now. Who is one of my oldest friends. He's my daughter's godfather too.
Salute.
But yeah, it's like us. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I'm down for the comic stuff, but yeah, just for me the MMA and all that stuff is like.
Are you a sports guy at all?
I mean,
You like football, right?
Yeah, like football,
Like soccer, football?
Soccer,
Yeah.
yeah, football. That's what I
basketball
said.
too sometimes.
He's Canadian. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean for the most part, yeah, I'm not really into the whole MMA thing. I don't like Dana White, and
Oh,
you know,
neither
the whole
do I.
thing.
Yeah,
He's
nobody likes
perpetuating.
Dana
Nobody
White.
does.
The whole thing is kind of perpetuating. I just don't like that shit. So
Oh, sure. There's a lot of. I mean, it's inherently problematic, and also the communities that tend to generate around that
Yeah, they're
are
really cringe.
really reactionary. I mean, if you go back even to the Gracie family, they're
Oh, yeah.
reactionaries
Like,
and fucking
super
nasty people in the first
you mean
place.
like the jujitsu folk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
people
talking about like
founded
the,
BJ.
the
Gracie.
foundation. The pioneers.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
founded
yeah.
the UFC too.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
It was originally the UFC. The first event, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, was just basically a giant advertisement for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
That's crazy.
Which is why they also like questionably hired like the people they hired for the first one,
Sure.
because there was like they didn't get fucking Karelin in there, right?
Sure.
You know, obviously if they'd gotten like a giant Russian wrestler
Or
to come
anybody
in,
with, like, a really strong
someone with a
wrestling
strong
base,
grappling
yeah.
base, like
Yeah.
it probably would have gone very differently. But they were like, oh, we'll make sure that it's all like kickboxers and people that
Really?
have no grappling,
Yeah.
so that you know, is it Hoist that fought in the?
It was Hoist.
Right? It was Hoist.
Yeah,
who-
it was supposed to
who
be
fought
Hickson, but there was problems.
last
but
minute. Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it's a beautiful art form. It's a wildly effective self-defense tool, and I love combat sports. I grew up watching boxing. I even watched the first UFC with my next door neighbor, and I've seen. I'd watched all of them, but I didn't really get into MMA until like my last year of high school. Kind of is when I
It
started
was still
hearing about
good
it.
back then.
No, I mean it's still a beautiful art form, but you know there's a lot of flaws. I was also online on the early forums like submissionfighting.com, MMA.tv, the Underground, the UG, the OG, and I've got a lot of friends who you know fought and are you know people in the community have been training for a long time, and I love them. But the reason I left that community is because it was so goddamn reactionary, and it just got more and more. By the time Obama was elected, it was like, oh yeah, fucking, you got people on there who were like Ann Coulter level of nonsense.
Oh,
And-
even
yeah.
like during the election, like it was seemingly like every major black MMA fighter. It was almost like they were required to post something pro-Trump on there. You had people who aren't even American, like Israel Adesanya, in there being like, finally, common sense is being brought back to America. Fucking Kamaru Usman, Kevin Holland, Jamal Hill.
Sure.
Like, who also just, you know, the fighters I follow and some of my favorite fighters. But I was like, oh, that's interesting that they've, you know, suddenly all come out at once to give their 2 cents on the state of the election.
I really, with almost everything that I'm interested in, even in hip hop, I rarely listen to people discuss their thoughts on things that are not of the medium. Like, I don't want to hear Rampage Jackson talk about with like Overeem talk about Overeem's transgender daughter. I want to hear about what happened in Pride, and that's about it.
Sure.
Same thing with, comedians. I love hearing, Rogan talk about Rodney Dangerfield or
Wait, he's a
Andrew Dice
comedian?
Clay.
He's
Yeah.
a comedian?
Yeah.
Really?
Joe
Are
Rogan?
you being like sarcastic? Like,
Well,
no,
I don't know anything about that.
No,
guy.
he's
Like,
he.
I only know is he was
yeah.
like a commentator for like MMA for a bit, right? Or some
Oh,
shit.
for- I mean, he's a pioneer, too.
The
Yeah.
UFC commentator.
I used to quite like Joe Rogan. Used to be pretty interesting to me back in the day. He was like into Terrence McKenna, a lot of the
Consciousness
conspiratorial type of shit.
expansion
Yeah,
stuff, yeah.
psychedelics is a form of consciousness expansion. It's fine, but you know, there's always going to be like especially when you're a leftist, there's going to be distance ideologically, even between just leftists. But when it comes to MMA, it's gross, and also the pay and all of those things are pretty nasty too. Which is one of the reasons. Another current thing that just happened today: Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
while that's a circus in itself, and there's a lot to be said about a content creator fighting legends and stuff, one of the things that I do like about Jake Paul, he's seriously training. He's boxing.
Sure.
He's not professional level by any mean, and obviously he's picking his fights very wisely. But
just
one of
not
the
fighting
things,
boxes.
one of the things
How
though,
does he fight- Sorry, go ahead.
let me just finish this thought. One of the things that I like about him is that all of the MMA guys that he's fought
Yeah.
got better paydays
big back.
with him more than probably their entire careers in the
Ben
UFC.
Askren didn't even try and hide it, right?
Yeah.
Ben Askren just like went straight down after the first punch,
Yeah.
like got knocked out flat, and then just as soon as the bell rang, just immediately stood up and was like, "Oh, thanks for the paycheck, guys."
You know, and he might have taken his foot off of the gas against Tyson too. Respectable to me. I don't give a shit. It's a fucking spectacle. It's circus. It doesn't say anything about the legacy of Mike Tyson or anything like that. The man is 58
He's like
years
60, yeah. I
old,
think
he's 60.
bro.
He's 58.
He's 58
58?
years old, bro. And Mike wasn't good in 1998. You know
Yes.
what I mean? He
Yes.
had
He'd
already
already
lost a
long past his prime.
tremendous step. We got to remember, he is the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. He was champion at 20 years
years
old.
old.
That's even younger than John Jones winning the UFC
Yes.
title.
Damn.
And in a more difficult
Somebody
combat sport
did point
to
out
become a champion in.
that Jones's whole youngest UFC champion thing is kind of a bit of a deceptive stat because Jose Aldo won the Strikeforce championship.
No,
at a young
WEC.
WEC, sorry. Just before they were acquired by the UFC, and he was grandfathered into that championship position, and he won that fight.
Yeah.
Younger than Jones won his. So there's
Aldo's
a very
the GOAT.
good case for Aldo also being the youngest champion
The
of all
GOAT.
time. The GOAT.
But also, again, going
Another
back to
mad
MMA politics,
reactionary.
do you know who's staying at his house and shit?
The
Bolsonaro
minion
is
bed
literally
sheets. It's the funniest thing I've seen
what
in my life.
fucking Bolsonaro stays at his house and shit.
So when
In the
Bolsonaro got
States.
COVID, he was staying at Jose Aldo's house, and I guess
fuck?
he was staying in like
No, he came to the United States
He came
because
to-
yes,
yes.
because after the what was it, the Lula election and shit, right?
Yeah.
And he tried. They probably tried. I don't remember, and I probably shouldn't be
I
talking
feel like
about this
the,
like that.
the
but yeah.
Bolsonaro. There's a very famous picture of Bolsonaro. He's hooked up to a respirator. He looks like he's fucking dead, and he's underneath like minions bed sheets. The bed sheets have minions. And I was under the impression that was at Jose Aldo's house.
Yeah,
And then
that
he
is.
was hooked- yeah.
But Jose Aldo lives in the United States now.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, yeah, so he left
went there to
Brazil
get treatment, yeah,
after
yeah.
the
Lula election.
And that guy was like
I
so
think that was
anti-COVID
still
before
during.
that.
No, I'm sure that was still during Bolsonaro's presidency.
Yeah, during COVID, right?
Didn't
It
he have
was.
to leave Brazil because he was fucking under some type of? I
mean,
don't
he
remember
that too,
I haven't read a
probably,
book on
but-
it. Yeah, I don't follow news headlines very closely.
But the minions bed sheet and
So
just
funny.
the corpse of Bolsonaro is just one of
So
the
funny.
funniest things I've ever seen. Like
Image is
I
funny
was
as hell.
fucking dying when I saw that picture.
It's like you
Imagining
don't have
that.
other blankets at your house other than fucking if you're
Yeah, to take
Jose
a
Aldo?
picture
Yeah.
as well. You think
Yeah.
they changed the sheets? You
He
know,
was dying fighting for his life. They're like,
like
yo,
fuck this
put the
man
minions
forever.
blanket over him.
You know, just fucking destroying the lungs of the earth. You know,
Yeah.
destroying the Amazon rainforest. But like, give him some respect, bro.
Well,
Change his bed
laughter,
sheets.
laughter is the best medicine. If you're into like that whole holistic healing type
Laughter,
of shit. Yeah.
laughter with the doctor, not
Yeah.
laughter. At the
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah, that's some Patch Adams shit. No, okay, but
What?
but you know, what a spectacle, and yeah, I don't know, man. So much. I think that's the last time I ever have to watch Jake Paul fight. He's destroyed,
I did not
so to speak, so
watch.
many people who I have respected. Him beating Anderson Silva was really just like. I hate it so much. More than him beating Tyson. Tyson is the only opponent that he's fought that he didn't knock down.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah, he took his foot off the gas.
I think that he was also. I don't want to make it. There's like a lot of conspiracy, like these fights are fixed and things of that nature. I don't necessarily go that far down the conspiratorial rabbit hole. I think that he's choosing his people wisely, and there's not an agreement like I'm gonna go soft on you. I don't believe that. I don't think Mike Tyson would do that in the first place.
So
I think he was cautious because Mike hit him pretty solid in the first round.
Well, the legend Jay Smooth,
Hey,
posted his predictions for the event earlier today, and he was like, the second most likely outcome is that Tyson gasses after round 1 because he's 60 years old.
Yeah,
and Jake Paul takes his foot off the gas because you can't be knocking out a goat.
Right.
Like an old man goat that nobody is giving you respect for beating, and he cruises to a decision. Just walks around, jabs him while Tyson flat-footed plods around.
I
the
also
arena.
just thought that maybe Jake Paul's could potentially be such a piece of shit to actually harm Mike Tyson. Because it's not just a KO. It's like he could have a brain fucking hemorrhage. You know what I mean?
The worst fucking outcome.
Oh,
Just
bro.
fucking murders him.
Yeah.
You remember that time that Jake Paul killed Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I would. Yeah, it would be worse than. No, okay, I'm joking too much now. I was gonna say worse than the George Floyd protest, but it's too much. No, all I'm saying is what an absurd fucking world. What an absurd world. If Tyson would have won, it would have probably been a bigger upset than like Trump winning. Yeah, because that's reasonable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what type of reality tunnels a lot of people be online with their liberal fucking nonsense, thinking that liberalism is like cool and happening because Kamala's on SNL or whatever. But it was a very real thing that Trump. It had been equal, but people were trying to gas it up like, oh yeah, she's gonna win. She's brat. She's all this, and it was just like, ugh.
I like how you found out what brat was like 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
now
been
you're
running it
using
up.
that.
It's been
Well,
running
that's
it up.
where I found it. I heard that Kamala was brat, and I said, only thing I know about brat is like brats, like bad, naughty little children, or those Bratz dolls that were like fucking big bobbleheaded girls
I think
with
those are the
makeup.
only two things that
I
had
mean,
Bratz.
the Brat
in it.
Charlie
Yeah.
XCX thing. Decent
I don't
album
know
for
that.
what it's worth, but
Wrong.
I think that was
No, I
like
know, I'm just
a culmination of that kind of image, right? A spoiled little girl type thing. Gang PTP King Vision Ultra put out a really, really dope bootleg T-shirt that he was selling at some shows, I believe. That was like the Brat font and stuff, and it was like brat-ta-ta-ta-ta. It's kind of like a gun firing. Like,
Shout out
it was
to Gang.
cool, because bootlegging is absolutely like a fucking revolutionary act in this era. And yeah, some fucking ill brat-ta-ta-ta-ta merchandise.
Also, it's also like a form of detournement. I can't put the French pronunciation on it like you.
That's all right.
But,
that's all right.
but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the situationist
Yeah.
element of recapture and taking these kind of like popular media images and turning them into something radical and kind of disruptive. But yeah, I'm for that too.
PTP stays winning.
Yeah.
It's
Straight up and
consistently
down.
dope. Consistently dope.
Yeah,
And
straight
I'm
up
pretty
and
sure
down.
the money went to a good place too. So
Yeah, I mean, even if it just went to his pockets, I'm fine with it.
for real.
PTP, fucking eat.
PTP, yeah.
Fucking eat. Yeah, there's been, speaking of eating and shit, there's been like, I'm on Reddit.
Uh-huh.
And that is my social media thing. It's Reddit and it's Discord. And when I say Discord, it's
Secret House
4
Discord.
places on Discord.
Rap Music Club Pod.
It's Rap Music Plug. It's Call Out Culture. It's Nick's Focus Hip Hop joint.
Okay, I
And
should
it's
get on
us.
that as well.
Well, yeah, I don't ever comment there. I follow it, and we support Nick, but I haven't built with anybody. I don't even know if people know me in there or anything like that. But I'm there. Just I scroll to see what Nick is doing.
Sure.
But Nick is usually pretty good at sharing on other places like the Rap Music Plug or our spot. But yeah, that's all I do. But I was on Reddit recently, all the time, and there's been this like rash of small petty crimes happening in Tokyo. I saw somebody post that they saw a salaryman take a sandwich and stuff it into his pants and steal it, and they were tempted to fucking tell. I'm like, yo,
Bro.
I know it's like a fucking meme at this point, and people just pass it along as like a bumper sticker platitude. You don't fucking tell on people that are stealing food. You don't keep your fucking mouth shut. I don't care who you think you are. Just shut the fuck up.
Bro, it's a Redditor though, to be honest.
I'm
sorry, I gotta tell everyone.
I posted in like a little group chat I have with Deza and some other friends. There was like a Reddit post about this dude Johnny Somali, who was like a prankster who was causing a bunch of bullshit in Japan a couple years ago.
Last year.
Somalis don't claim.
He spent like 30 days in jail.
He got like detained for a little while, then got kicked out of the country. He went to Korea. He tried that shit over there, and they immediately.
He went to Israel too.
He went to Israel. Shouts out. Like.
He's in Israel.
It's the one time I totally endorsed the actions of Johnny Somali.
Terrorizing
He went to Israel and just terrorized Israelis for a bit.
I think who knows what he was doing over there though. He could have been like, yeah, black people are the real Israelites, or he could have also been like doing the Nazi thing that he was doing, like the World War II reactionary shit.
But like, so he went to Korea and he like disrespected a comfort women statue. So fuck him for that.
They hunted his ass down.
They hunted him down,
bro,
right?
on social media.
No, I think I sent that video, right?
So I posted the Reddit thing because the comments in there were fucking deranged, right?
Bro,
people in the comments
were fucking crazy.
So there was this speculate like. This was a bullshit number somebody pulled out of their ass. So like he could face up to 29 years in prison. That is not true. Basically,
that's a max time.
Well, so it was a max time of everything he's been accused of, a lot of which he probably hasn't done. Like, so basically the majority of those 29 years they were like, oh, he has and is dealing drugs, and there's no evidence of that. I'm pretty sure it's just racism. There's a black dude in Korea who got into trouble. They're like, oh, he's a drug dealer. So they accused him of that, and that's like 25 years in Korea. They have very, very strict laws on that. So they were like, oh, up to 29 years.
Apparently he did have contraband though. So
whatever that might mean. But like they were like, oh, he faces up to 29 years in prison.
That could be porn in Korea.
In Korea, that could be porn.
Yeah.
Damn, really?
Yes, it's illegal over there.
Porn is illegal.
Yes, 29 years.
That's why they're so into fucking K-pop.
Everyone in the comments shouts out to the subreddit K-pop FAP. But
I'm on there.
Are you serious?
I'm a moderator.
Are you niggas serious?
No. The comments on Reddit were like, I hope he gets tortured for 29 years.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking liberals love
And then somebody scratch
punishment.
a liberal and a fucking fascist bleeds every
They
time,
love
right?
punishment.
But like,
I hope he gets
and then
raped in there for the next 10 years.
So somebody in the comments was like, that's fucking deranged. You shouldn't torture someone for 29 seconds, let alone 29 years. What the fuck is wrong with
statue.
For humping a statue and for like... What, just being a dickhead? He didn't even really do anything that bad in Japan. Right? He's just a dickhead, right? He's just like being an arsehole. He's making people uncomfortable playing.
like
No, I think he was
thing.
like fucking with food too in like a restaurant or something.
Okay, I mean,
fucking with the chopsticks or some shit like that. I don't know.
He was like showing an atomic bomb video like to random Japanese
This being
people.
disrespectful,
Yeah.
that's shitty. But like, I don't even think that's a prison sentence worthy crime. I mean, I'm a prison abolitionist anyway. But like, it's like. They were like, he should be tortured for 29 years. Like, you shouldn't be tortured for 29 years for shooting up a school, as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a fuck what happens to you if you shoot up a school. But it's like, if you believe in, like, civilized society, whatever that might mean, 29 years of torture is, like, fucking deranged behavior.
Yeah.
And the one person in the comments who was like, that's absurd, you shouldn't do that, got downvoted to shit. And
I voted them down too. Like,
And then
don't
you went
bring,
back to
don't bring
K-pop
common sense to this sub. Like,
deleted a comment.
yeah, like
that was
fucking calm down.
Sakura Miyakawa from Le Seraphim is Japanese and not Korean.
What's crazy though is that like they're very deeply upset about this comfort woman statue. However, they still don't hold Japan accountable for that type of shit. Like
It's
still the greatest country in the world, and
shouts
crime
out
is
to,
so low and shit.
Shouts out to the Tomorrow Girls Troop, who are a feminist organization who operate internationally, who have done some really, really beautiful like displays and acts of protest and stuff. And there are like academics at Todai and stuff who like lost their jobs over this shit because they went and took part in the demonstrations. About the comfort women issue, like actual like revolutionary feminist action. So shouts out to Tomorrow Girl Troop.
What do you think about graffiti? Is a radical liberatory method of
Yo man,
so
65-year-old
right?
white dudes, they be liberating this country, man.
The reason I'm familiar with this particular action, this TGT stuff, is because I was extremely in love with one of their members, and I helped them with some of the display that they did in some of those works. Like, I helped them like set up and paint a chair that they were using for like a comfort women thing. It was a whole thing. And when we were like finished like setting up this chair, this member who will remain anonymous just started like, they took the spray can we were using to paint the chair the same color as the statue, and she just started graffitiing on like one of the walls, and I was just like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop it, you're outside my house, you're gonna get me in trouble. But yeah, shouts out to graffiti, shouts out to
that's what you're
Tomorrow
talking
Ghost
about.
No,
I was talking about the white man
Oh,
who
okay.
carved his name into
I thought you-
the
okay,
fucking
okay.
Meiji-Jikumai shrine. Yeah, and
That's
they
what I
caught
thought.
his
Pick
ass
your
on-
battles,
yeah.
goddamn. So yeah,
Yes.
so fucking Steve Bannon fucking carved his name into Meiji
65 years old,
Yeah.
Steve
retired.
Bannon.
Here with his family, decided to carve his name into a fucking shrine. One of the most popular shrines in Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe
And-
the most popular.
and he vamped out.
Kiyomi Zudera, other than that,
Yeah,
right?
he vamped out. They used CCTV and fucking facial recognition technology from his past, like with his passport, to
More
find
on
him in the
this in the
hotel the next
Revelator
day.
review.
Can you imagine his wife? You know what I mean? Like the next day, like they are getting knocked on by the police at their fucking hotel room, and he's
Expecting
like,
it to be
"Woo!"
like, expecting it to be for like the fucking nephew they
Yeah.
came with, and then they'd be like, oh
Yeah.
no, we actually want that guy over there.
And then like Susan's fucking tripping. He's calm down, Susan. Like, can you imagine? I don't know. I like
Yeah.
to.
Personally,
if there's
I think
one thing
they
I love
should
to do, I'd
torture
like
him
to.
for 29 years.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What are
Yeah.
you talking about, man?
Yeah, I
get shot.
I think he should commit seppuku.
That'd be sick. No, that'd be the dope. If he
No,
just
he's
went back
hard.
to Meiji Shrine and
Yeah,
just committed
just fucking
seppuku
committed seppuku.
in front of the
Yeah,
shrine.
yeah.
No
Yeah,
one asked
bring it
him to
back.
do it. He's just like,
Bring it
dishonored
back.
Japan as a nation.
Yeah, they're gonna
bust out the
catch my
katana.
ass one of these days. They're gonna be like, there is a serial pisser in Ikebukuro of fucking Nishiguchi.
Literally
and,
any
and it's
middle-aged
me
man.
ducking behind into these little small alleys, taking pisses while I street drink by myself.
Literally any middle-aged salary.
Every Japanese person
Dude,
over the
this-
age of
come
every
on.
Japanese
Yeah.
man over the age of 30.
Yeah, 100%.
Yo, did you see that picture of the dude? You did.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a guy, like, I was watching the whole time. He just walked, and then he just like looked around, and he just laid down in the middle of the fucking
Bro, he looked
the
comfy.
concourse, and he just had his arms behind his head, just
Where was
taking
this?
in Shinjuku Station,
Okay.
just taking a fucking rest. Laying down in the middle of the floor. It was wonderful. They came
should
and he's
all
like,
live
no,
like
I'm
that."
good. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Leave me alone. Yeah, I'm at there. Get away.
There's a guy.
I was like, yeah, you're the fucking man.
There's a dude who dresses like mad, like extravagantly. I've seen him dress like a fucking like Congolese sapeur. I've seen him wearing dresses. Like I've seen, just fully dressed up. Who I think every single day goes to the sort of balcony area near Shinjuku Station South exit, where you can like look down at the trains as they're passing by towards Yoyogi Station, near the Takashimaya Times Square, down that way.
Sure.
And he comes out every single day and he pulls out like a deck chair and he just sits there and like chills, just like reads his newspaper, hangs out, and he just sits there and chills like every
That's
single
me
day.
in 72 like hours. I'm gonna start doing this.
Because I was chilling with a
We gotta
friend there
normalize
recently.
that. Bringing a chair with us.
Chilling with the homie Wally Mog. If you know what the fuck is wrong with you, and he was like, "Yo, what's up with this guy?" Because he was wearing like a fucking flasher trench coat. Like he walks up and he's got the trench coat pulled
Start
up,
fucking helicopter dicking at
and then I'm
people.
like, "Oh, here we go!" Like, and I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna pull out a deck chair because I'd seen him before." He
gonna pull out a
his
what
deck
chair?
A deck chair.
a dick chair.
A dick chair. He pulls out the dick chair, which is just a deck chair with a dildo glued to the seat.
Nice.
And he just like pulls it out, sits down, and like gets to doing what he's doing, which did not involve flashing anyone or any public indecency. And I don't know, it seems to be what he
That's
does.
one of the things that I really like about Tokyo in terms of just like, because the lack of, because of it being a walkable city, people are allowed to kind of just like drink in public, and you don't get arrested just for having,
Unless
like
you're in
whatever.
Shibuya.
Well, now and
And Shinjuku.
in Shinjuku, they're starting to turn that up in Shinjuku. But I like that. Like last night, I got off of work. I got here. It was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I just stayed outside and drank by myself until like midnight. And I just like people watching.
Yeah,
That
but
makes
we agree with
makes
that.
three
but-
of us.
But why is it a good thing that Shibuya and Shinjuku don't have it?
Well, because of all of the tourists. And
Ah.
I don't like them.
Oh,
I
okay.
actively
Personally,
yeah,
I think if you were
I'm
a
just hating
tourist
on
in
them.
Tokyo,
Yeah.
we should torture you for
Yeah.
29 years.
commit seppuku.
in Meiji Shrine.
This is
It's
wildly
kinda funny, though.
problematic, and I don't mind it.
Did you guys also hear about the guy who's setting fires like all over? Like
Oh, it was like a kid, right?
It's a tourist
It was
as
like
well, yeah.
like
It was a
like a
kid?
17-year-old
Yeah,
kid
it was
who
like
was just
an
like
arsonist,
starting
man.
a little arsonist, starting little fires everywhere.
Yeah, man.
Read it once again, being like he should be sentenced to death.
Was it a
him.
white kid or a black kid?
Of course, there's a white kid.
I
If it
was
was a
like,
black kid, if it was a black
fucking-
kid, they would have been even crazier.
Yeah,
We
locked him up
didn't-
for life.
It
At
would
the
have been like,
time,
that damn
we didn't
monkey
see it,
coming
but yeah.
over
Yeah.
here and just.
If it was a
Yeah.
black kid, then you know
Yeah.
he's deeply, you know, it's a cultural problem. No, I don't know. I'm just bullshitting, and yeah, it's not all theory over here. Sometimes it's just fucking helicopter dicking. But it's also the 30-year anniversary today of Method Man's To Cal album.
Hey,
that's just a little
Tikal.
fact I heard.
Damn.
You know, I love that album. More than most, maybe, except for people on the Wu-Tang subreddit who are fucking insane. But yeah, 30 years of that.
I got put onto Tikal by the homie Michael Wheeler when I was like 16 years old. And Michael Wheeler believed he was the resurrection of the Pharaoh Akhenaton. I hope he's doing well, whatever he is
Is a
doing.
white man?
Nah, he was biracial like
Oh.
me. But he
Biracial.
I mean, he was half white, half black. But like he Michael Wheeler would like convert to a different religion like every few weeks or so. So like we'd be hanging out and then I'd be like, yo, you wanna like go get hot dogs or something? He'd be like, nah, I'm Muslim. And I was like, wait, you're Muslim? He's like, yeah, I'm Muslim now. I'm like, oh, okay, tight.
What do you-
And then like there was an Egyptian dude at our school who was like a few years older who was a Coptic Christian. And like one day Michael Wheeler's just like, yeah, I've been talking to him. I'm a Coptic Christian now. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't realize you were a Coptic
I believe
Christian, but
in
like, sure.
Gnostic.
We're trying to play every side.
Yeah, no, he'd always change religions.
What do you think his ideology is now?
He's liberal.
Even the reactionaries are liberals. But yeah,
he had this period where he'd send me random Wikipedia pages with no context or whatever, and sometimes it would be something that seemed relevant to his interest. Like he sent me the Wikipedia page for indigo children, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I know what.
oh
an
yeah,
indigo-
that's when you get into like that. You're on that slippery slope to blaming the Jews for everything.
So he sent me
very quickly.
He
Close to
sent
being a-
me.
It's like I'm a star child, but also the Jews are running the world, and they're secretly reptilians from the shape-shifting reptilians from the
his
lower
favorite
overtones of
rapper
fourth
was
dimension.
Immortal Technique.
So I also call people yeah.
And
F-slurs.
like sometimes it would be like Indigo Children, and then sometimes it would just be like, here's the Wikipedia page for the lead singer of Seven Dust. And I'm just like, all right, shouts out to Seven Dust. And they're not
Bro, just
really
be reading
a band.
Wikipedia.
It just reads Wikipedia and then sends me an article if he
vibe.
finds it interesting. And then
is
because
a
I
vibe.
didn't reply to them a lot, he would just send me like random memes where it'd be like a girl looking dismissive, and it would be like, of course I don't reply to things. I'm light skinned. And I was like, bro, we're both light skinned. But and then like he just like deleted and blocked me on everything one day, and I was just like, all right, whatever. And then like maybe 6 months later, he randomly tried to re-add me, and he was still sending me Wikipedia links even though we weren't added as friends. So I'd get like the message request thing on Facebook and be like, Michael Wheeler just sent you the link to Supreme Mathematics or whatever.
Goddamn, dog.
And then like I just replied to him. I was like, no, you made your choice, nigga. And then like that was the last time I ever heard from him.
Bro, put him in the
but yeah,
shadow
shouts
realm.
out to Michael Wheeler. I hope he's good. That dude was real big. He could fuck me up.
Bro, put him
a
in the
fight.
shadow realm.
That dude was he was a professional like shot putter.
Oh shit!
Shit.
Like he was fucking big dude, real good, real athletic. You know, he was a big dude. Like you know,
He was one of those big. He was one of those athletic big dudes.
Yeah,
Scary-
exactly. You
that's
know, those
scary
dudes where you
ones.
see him, you're like, oh, who's this fat guy? And then like,
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
he could fucking run
Does the
100
most
meters
athletic
in
shit
sub 11
ever.
seconds,
Yeah,
no
fuck that
problem.
shit. Those ones are scary.
Just fucking big, strong dude. He was a dope dude as well.
I'll
He was fucking
ankle pick his big ass up
every
with it.
single time, mega. You would ankle pick John Jones if the opportunity came up, and that would end real bad for you because he would eye poke the shit out of you.
I don't
and
need
then
these
you're there
eyes.
stumbling backwards like, I can't
don't need
see.
these eyes.
And then he would fucking
Bro.
oblique kick your legs,
No,
and
no.
he'd do them both one at a time.
No.
You'd be lying on the ground, you'd be
You don't know me,
stomping
son.
on your knees.
You don't know me, son.
Stomping on your knees, you're like screaming.
You see me, son?
He would leave you alive as well. You'd just be there like, it looked like fucking the ending of Johnny Got His Gun.
Nah, B, nah. I've been watching this sci-fi television show called C, where everybody's been blind, and I've learned how to fight like that. Anyways, fuck John Jones.
Yeah, come on, Stipe, do it. Do the funniest thing imaginable for all of us, please.
I mean, that would be great.
Well, second funniest thing imaginable because
Right.
Ian Machado Gary is fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov next month, apparently.
What?
And it would be very, very funny if Ian Gary won that fight.
Why?
Because Bilal is injured, Leon is injured, Kamaru is out, Jack
Colby?
de la Madalena is injured, Colby is fighting Joaquin Buckley.
Ah, that's right.
Like next month, I think.
That's
so,
whack.
So there's nobody in the division is able to like welterweight is just completely at a standstill
And
because
Shavkat
everyone's
just wants to
injured.
fight?
And Shavkat is a fucking maniac who is just like, I will kill you. Doesn't speak English, so whatever variant of Kazakhstani he speaks, he's probably just like, I'll kill you. And he's gonna go and he's gonna murder Ian Gary in his spare time. He's 17 wins, 17 finishes.
I don't even know.
That dude's fucking terrifying. I am more afraid of Shavkat Rakhmonov. I have nightmares about Shavkat Rakhmonov. That man is very, very scary. Shouts out to Action Bronson, who like clearly, as soon as he saw and heard the name Shavkat Rakhmonov, was just like, this is a bar in a song. And in Salvage on his new album, he does indeed say, Shavkat Rakhmonov, I don't eat McDonald's.
Wow. That's such an Action Bronson bar. Like, I don't know what else to say, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty hard.
Good album, good bars. Action Bronson does one thing and he does it very well, and personally I'm kind of a mark for it. Like,
Him and Rick Ross kind of in the same lane. They be spitting some crazy bars about food.
yeah, but Rick Ross occasionally tries to be like intellectual with it. He'll try and punch above his weight. He'll be like, I'm majestic like Master Muhammad Fard, and I'm like, no, you're not.
You're like,
Shut up,
nigga,
Rick Ross.
You're like, nigga, just stick to the food.
Whereas Action Bronson is just like, I'm doing backflips at the front flip convention. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. He's doing backflips. Like, I believe that. Shavkat Rakhmonov. Mel Gibson gave me COVID at McGregor versus Poirier 3 where he broke his leg. And I'm like, yeah, that's fucking ill. It's one trick Mega's biting his tongue so fucking hard right now.
I'm trying not to come up with Action Bronson bars.
Accidental.
I feel like we've been talking for a long time, so I'm just trying to like tone myself down. Otherwise, we'll do this for another 30 minutes. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get out of here.
Song
Yeah.
share. You want to do a quick song share?
I don't. You want to share a song?
Okay, right. Before we do a song share, or if we do a song share, Dunce Cap and Steel Tip Dove put out an album. Dove was kind enough to send it to us. I don't know if we'll get around to talking to it, but it's got Sketch 185. It's got Dose 1 on it. On the same track. It's fucking ill. It's called The Need to Know.
The album, not the
it's-
song. The Dose 1 song is too.
Dose
too
1
many.
and Sketch are on the same song.
Yeah, but you said.
Oh, sorry.
they're on
Yeah,
song.
the album is called The Need
I
to
was
Know.
just clarifying that you
my
were saying
bad,
the title
my
of the
bad.
album and not
Shut
the
the fuck
song.
up, Megas. I'll
I'll
pick you
fucking
so
ankle.
fucking...
Damn it! Hold on, brother. I'm talking.
Oh, wait,
I'm
the
talking.
album is on Spotify.
It is on all
Which one?
Streaming services.
The Cine?
Scene.
Scene.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking
Oh yeah,
about...
that dropped Friday.
I thought that was going to be on his website only.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's a
We're talking
backwards
about the
release.
Cavalier now? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay, I was
No,
talking
we're talking about
the
the Dunce Cap.
I was looking
Dunce
at.
Cap
I was looking
and
at
Steel Tip. The Cavalier is also out. We will probably talk about that.
I don't know.
Okay.
We're
okay.
already
Mega
in
doesn't know.
we're already
We
in
are very
December.
swamped.
We've got to work on our year-end list too.
I want to talk about the Blackie,
and the Water for Money.
and the Money for
is
Water.
next weekend. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
we'll talk about the Money for Water as well.
They done TikTokified Spotify, man.
Yeah, they did.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know that. Stop streaming, guys. Buy your music. Steal your music. Just don't stream it.
I have an MP3 player.
You have an MP3 player.
Yeah.
What's
But-
that in
Me
your
too.
right hand right now, Deza? What's that in
It's
your
an
right hand?
iPhone.
MP3
That's-
players.
What
That's why-
iPhone is that? What you got, bro?
Camcorder.
Is that an 11, 12, 15?
I don't know what it is actually.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Shouts out to not knowing what your phone is. That's how we should all live our lives.
It's
How
not
many-
new, that's
how
all I
many
know.
cameras you got on the back?
That's the new fucking status symbol, huh? How many
I got
cameras you
one,
got?
bro.
Oh, I got
One
two.
camera.
I got two. I don't know.
Mega's got 3 on the back, and his shit
Man.
folds.
I got
and it's
His shit
origami.
folds, nigga.
I got 5. 1 in the front, 1 in the inside, and 3 in the back.
There's also a new.
I like phones.
There's also a new Roper Williams album that just dropped, which I should have probably pulled up things on before. It's called Too Beautiful to Die. The cover's fucking sick. And it's got everybody on it. Like, off the top of my head, it's got YL, it's got Lord John Monty Ogbon, it's got Akai Solo, it's got Lungs on it, it's got Fatboy Sharif. It has like other people as well. It's really fucking ill. It's 25 minutes long. Do yourself a favor and throw on that Roper Williams. Really, really beautiful mix of just sonic tapestries and instrumentals. Kind of feels like a abbreviated but similarly dope version of the old Burger Beats album that we reviewed earlier this year.
Out of Time.
Out of Time.
74.
It's really, or even the Sasko, which also is, these really interesting sonic textures intertwined with some really, really dope MCing by some of the best rappers in the underground today. So yeah, I don't know if we'll talk about the Roper Williams, but we probably should if we're not going to be lazy, which we are. So
I'm having a hard time, yo.
we're all having. It's
don't
hard out
wanna
here, bro.
do this
I
too
went
much.
insane. I cut all my hair off.
Brittany.
I cut all my hair off.
Did
I
we
literally
not
had a
talk about
Britney
that?
moment.
We mentioned
it
in the
came up
beginning.
We mentioned in the beginning. Do I have to talk about the haircut? I don't feel like I have to talk about the haircut. Shouts out to Magic Fingers down in Shibuya. Shouts out to Magic. Shouts out to Haruki. They do real
My
good work.
favorite soap shop.
They are cheaper. You mean a soap land?
Yeah.
Hey. He does. We are in Ikebukuro right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
Secret House is my
I'm not
favorite
just
soap house.
president. I'm a member too.
I don't know about that. K-pop fab. Big up.
That's crazy still.
Yeah, we're about to fucking review Revelator, and if we feel like it, we'll do the Akai too.
Hey.
Patreon's on the screen.
Every time you mention that Kai, I keep waiting for the Peterson voice, but
Oh, don't worry. There'll be plenty of time for that.
I hate the Peterson voice.
Nigga hates the Peterson
I
voice. He
hate it.
comes to me with tears in his eyes and he's like, Jet, please stop doing the Jordan Peterson voice. It's just way too much. He's about to ankle pick this shit.
Yeah, bro.
damn.
Secret House
Yeah.
against Jordan Peterson.
Feel out the version. Guide gravity to get relief from the burden.
I gotta give this